Have you ever wondered why it seems some students are always ahead without feeling tired or overwhelmed? It is not magic, neither is it even their talent. And that is why in this video today, I'm going to share with you 5 simple but powerful habits that will transform the way you study, the way you focus, and generally will turn you to a better student, whether you are in the university, whether you're in college of education, or even in secondary school. My name is Basi Ejogba. I'm a 400 level student at the University of Calabar studying medical laboratory science. And in my channel, I help students level up the academic game. I also share full tips on the channel focusing on personal development. So if you love content like this, please don't forget to hit on the red subscribe button so I can continue getting updates anytime I drop videos like this, and so that you can help me grow. And just like I've said, I'm going to share with you 5 habits that will make you a better student. And when I say make you a better student, I'm also talking about habits. You know that generally it takes 21 days to form an habit. That means these are stuff that you are supposed to do regularly, and in turn it will just become your way of life. You understand? Habits are your ways of life. Your habit makes your routine. You understand? So when you put this into practice continuously, it turns to a habit, and this will make you a better student. Number one is that you have to plan your week. Planning your week is something that a lot of people underestimate. It's a stuff that some people don't even do. You understand? But when you get to meet those students with good grades in the university, when you get to meet those students with distinction, you get to find out that they don't just walk into their week like that. Some of them spent their Sundays planning how their Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will even look like. You understand? So you don't just walk into the week like that. I remember when I was growing up, that was the exact thing my dad was teaching us. So if it's a Sunday, right? You have to arrange your books, you have to arrange your clothes, your Friday wears, your Wednesday wears, every clothes you are supposed to wear for that week, you arrange it on a Sunday. Your socks, everything, you arrange it and keep on Sunday. Now it helps you plan your week. You already plan your week and keep. Instead of you just going on Tuesday, that is the time you are now beginning to look for clothes that you wear on Wednesday. You have Wednesday clothes. You understand? Your sports wear to school. You get to understand. What if the clothes is now dirty? You understand my point? But when you plan your week ahead, when you prepare your timetable that, okay, Monday this is what I'm going to study, Tuesday this is what I'm going to study, you get to find out that it will really help you. It shapes and also changes your mentality about your academics and keeps you focused also. So planning your week ahead will really help you if you want to become a better student, if you want to transform the way you are as a student. Secondly is that you have to study daily, not just waiting for exam timetable to come out. A lot of students don't study daily, they don't study daily. And if you're watching this video and you want to be part of our 100 days Positemi challenge, we're currently hosting a 100 days Positemi study challenge. This challenge is something that is very effective. I'll teach you how to study, different study techniques, and I will also provide with you past questions and answer, Positemi past questions and answer. So we can make good use of this Positemi challenge, study challenge, if you are writing Positemi. Yeah, just like I'm seeing, a lot of students don't study, especially even JAMB bites. How will you tell me that you want to study and it's just 2 months or 1 month to JAMB? That is when you want to start studying. You can never outperform someone that spent 9 months, 6 months studying. You understand my point? So it is very important that if you want to become an exceptional student, then you don't just study 2 weeks to exam or 1 week to exam, or when you see the exam timetable, that is when you start studying. You study daily. You study daily. That small stuff that you do 1 hour, 2 hours that you study makes no sense until it compounds over time and you get to find out that it is a very big change that has happened in your life. You understand? So studying daily will really help you as a student. Studying daily. Do day off. Every day of your life, make sure you study. It will really help you. Number 3, when you want to study, don't just study because you feel like you want to study or stuff like that. You use a study technique that is known as the active recall. So the active recall is when you finish studying, instead of just closing that book and say, okay, we are done with your study, what you simply have to do is to try to see how you can be able to quiz yourself on what you have just read. You understand? Try to see how you can be able to quiz yourself on what you just read. Let's say, okay, you study a particular topic in chemistry. Let's say the gas laws, right? You study gas law in chemistry. Now, instead of just closing that book and say, okay, I'm done with my gas law, You understand? So you just say, okay, I've read to, and what I read today is gas law. And close your book and go. What you simply have to do is close the book and try to see how you can quiz yourself, ask yourself questions on gas law. Try to quiz yourself, ask questions on Boyle's law. What is Boyle's law? What is Charles law? What is Dalton's law or partial pressure? And try to also see how you can solve questions on it. Now, what you are doing is that it tends to transfer that information from the short-term memory to the long-term memory. Now, for every time you study, that is for sure, for every time you study, the information is stored in the short-term memory. Now, why it is stored in the short-term memory is that the brain is actually seeing whether this information is actually helpful. That is what the brain is waiting for. It's waiting for confirmation from you to know whether this information is actually helpful. Now, when this information is not helpful, the brain have to delete it in order for it to have more space, because you learn new things every day, right? So you can even go outside and you get to learn a new concept and stuff like that. So the brain have to delete it in order for it to receive new information, new important information, right? So, but when you finish reading and you don't just close your book and go, what you do is you quiz yourself, try to ask yourself questions on what you have just read. It's going to tell the brain that, it's going to signal to the brain that no, this stuff is very, very important. And what the brains have to do is to transfer it from the short-term memory down to the long-term memory. And when it enters the long-term memory, it sticks forever. You understand? That is what is known as the active recall, and it's very, very important if you want to become a better student. Now, these are daily habits that when you do it whenever you want to study or whenever you finish studying, they will really, really help you. And also, in the case of you studying and you say you want to study, but one hand you are with your phone, you are trying to see how you can enter Snapchat, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and you are still studying, I tell you the truth, you'll not be able to even understand what you are reading. You understand? And that is why it is very, very important that whenever you want to study, it's either you cut off your distractions, cut it off, or you limit them. You understand? You can set a screen time that, okay, I want to study for 2 hours. I will not be able to go on Facebook. You lock your Facebook, or you freeze your WhatsApp, and say you can be able to limit the distraction at least for this particular period. You understand? 2 hours, 3 hours. You understand? So that you can totally focus, because when you are distracting yourself, the Bible says you cannot serve two masters at the same time. You cannot be one hand on your phone and one hand you are on your studies. You understand? You'll not be able to actually understand what you are reading. It's either your phone will take over you or your studies will take over you. So for you that want to become a better student, then I think it is your study that is supposed to take over you. And that is why it is very important that you minimize or eliminate distractions. Is it from your environment? If it is from your environment, you're staying in a place that is noisy, then I think the library should be a better place for you. And if there's no library close by, you can talk to your family members if they are the one disturbing you. You can even talk to your friend, tell their friend. If your friend's house is always quiet, you can tell them that, oh guy, I will be coming to your house to study every 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. You understand? Or depending on your peak hours. You understand? I'm saying 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. because I study at night. But if you are someone that studies during the daytime, you can also talk to him, or you can use your school library. And lastly is that in the course of you, this is an habit, right? You are forming a study habit, you are forming a good habit, an academic habit, right? In the case of you doing this, remember I started saying that you have to plan your week, right? The last thing you are supposed to do is to reflect weekly. Now you have planned your week from on Sunday, right, to how your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday you want to look like, right? Now what you have to also do is that Sunday, in the case of you planning your week, you can also use that opportunity to see how you can reflect, to see what you didn't do well that week. Maybe there are some things that you say to yourself you are going to do and you couldn't meet up and stuff like that. You don't have to be hard on yourself, you don't have to blame yourself, you don't have to feel sad or stuff like that. It happens, you understand? But at least in the course of your reflection, it will reveal to you, and you get to see where you have to make changes and stuff like that. So it is very, very important that you reflect weekly. These are daily habits that when you do it, at for now it will be like if you are forcing yourself to learn it, but when you continually do it and it becomes part of your life, then you get to find out that it flows from you. You understand? It tends to find out that it's going to be flowing from you. So like I've said, I've talked about planning your week, I've talked about studying daily and not just before exams. I talked about using the active recall, limiting distractions, and reflecting weekly. Note that building an habit is not just a one-day stuff. It is a continuous practice that will take you approximately 21 days. So note that it is a journey, and not a marathon. Drop it in the comment section which of these tips you are going to try right away. And if you love this video and you wish to continue watching videos like this, wish to continue getting updates anytime I drop videos like this, please don't forget to hit on the red subscribe button. And also don't forget to share these videos to your friends so they can come here and get value and in turn of feel motivated to continue dropping videos like this. So I'll see you in my next video. Always remember that you're wonderful, always remember that you're unique, and always remember that you're a pace setter. I really love you. Thank you.